Good evening. Tonight, tensions between Iran and Israel have dramatically erupted once again, escalating an already volatile situation in the Middle East. This latest development adds another layer of complexity to the ongoing geopolitical chess game, with Iran's Revolutionary Guard claiming responsibility for what they describe as a direct and precise missile strike. The claim suggests a calculated move with potentially far-reaching consequences. The target? Israel's Mossad intelligence headquarters, a highly sensitive and strategically important location. Iranian state media, acting as the mouthpiece of the regime, swiftly broadcast the announcement, amplifying the message both domestically and internationally, framing it as a powerful and decisive blow to Israel's security apparatus, a move designed to undermine their intelligence capabilities, and a clear demonstration of Iran's growing missile capabilities and its willingness to project power across the region. The alleged attack comes amid days of escalating conflict and heightened rhetoric, further fueling the flames of an already precarious situation. With both nations engaging in a dangerous dance of military exchange, each action provoking a reaction, pushing the region closer to the brink. So far, Israel's government has remained silent on the matter, neither confirming nor denying the attack. However, emergency services have been mobilized and are actively responding to the situation, indicating a potential impact on the ground. International leaders and diplomats are urgently urging restraint from both sides, calling for de-escalation and a return to dialogue, fearing that this latest incident could spiral out of control, igniting a wider and more devastating regional war with catastrophic consequences. As the world anxiously waits for verified details and independent confirmation, the fog of war makes it difficult to ascertain the full picture. We are committed to cutting through the noise and sifting through the information to bring you the verified facts behind Iran's dramatic claim and its implications. The stakes are incredibly high in this dangerous game of brinkmanship, and the pursuit of truth and accurate information is more critical than ever in navigating this complex and volatile situation. To fully understand the potential impact and gravity of Iran's claim, we need to delve into the nature of the organization they're threatening. We need to know what Mossad is. What role does it play in Israel's national security apparatus? Mossad is Israel's national intelligence agency, the tip of the spear when it comes to protecting the nation's interests on a global scale. It is primarily responsible for global intelligence gathering, casting a wide net to collect information relevant to Israel's security. But its mandate extends beyond simple information collection, encompassing covert operations and counter-terrorism efforts around the world. Founded in 1949 in the early years of the State of Israel, Mossad operates outside Israel's formal military structure, functioning as a separate entity with its own chain of command. Crucially, Mossad reports directly to the Prime Minister, giving it a unique level of access and influence within the Israeli government. The agency is legendary for its secretive, high-stakes missions, often operating in the shadows to achieve its objectives. Its historical operations range from capturing Nazi war criminals hiding abroad, to sabotaging enemy nuclear programs, actions that have shaped the geopolitical landscape of the Middle East. Mossad's reputation, built on decades of daring operations, makes it a symbol of Israeli strength and resolve. As such, it is also a prime target for its adversaries, those who seek to undermine Israel's security and stability. Iran has long accused Mossad of sabotage inside its borders, blaming the agency for attacks on its nuclear facilities and assassinations of key scientists. Therefore, any attack on Mossad, whether successful or not, would be a deeply symbolic act of defiance and aggression. Mossad headquarters are among Israel's most fortified sites, heavily guarded and protected against potential attacks, so a direct hit, penetrating those defenses, would be a major event with far-reaching consequences. That's why verifying Iran's claim, determining its veracity, is absolutely crucial in understanding the potential ramifications of this situation. Iran's Revolutionary Guard declared a precise, successful strike on Mossad headquarters, celebrating it as a show of strength. But independent analysis tells a different story. Satellite images and verified videos show Iranian missiles landed near the Mossad complex, but none struck the main building. The closest impact was outside the secure perimeter, leaving the headquarters intact. Iran's narrative played well at home, but the facts reveal a failed strike. This gap between propaganda and reality is a hallmark of modern conflict. The Mossad headquarters, according to all reliable sources, remains untouched. In the aftermath, social media exploded with images and videos claiming Mossad's destruction. Digital forensics quickly exposed these as fakes: AI-generated images, misspelled signs, and recycled footage from unrelated disasters. Viral clips of explosions were traced to events in China and India, not Israel. This misinformation campaign aimed to amplify Iran's narrative and confuse the public. For many, these fakes became their reality, highlighting the power of digital deception. In today's conflicts, the battle for truth is fought online as much as on the ground. Media literacy is now a frontline defense. This claimed strike, regardless of its veracity, is just one flashpoint in a tinderbox environment. It represents a single spark that could ignite a much larger conflagration. In a rapidly escalating conflict, a conflict that threatens to engulf the entire region and potentially draw in global powers, the stakes are incredibly high. For days, Israel and Iran have engaged in a dangerous dance, trading direct missile attacks, each one more provocative than the last, and drone attacks, pushing the boundaries of acceptable engagement and raising the specter of all-out war. This tit-for-tat exchange is pushing the region toward a precipice, a point of no return where diplomacy fails and war becomes inevitable. Iranian missiles, in their indiscriminate reach, have struck civilian areas in Israel, causing not only physical damage, but also deep psychological wounds. These attacks have resulted in casualties and fear, shattering the sense of security for ordinary citizens. The human cost is staggering. At least 24 Israelis have died in this latest round of violence, their lives cut short by a conflict they did not choose. World leaders, recognizing the gravity of the situation, are urgently calling for restraint, urging both sides to de-escalate and return to the negotiating table. But despite these pleas, the cycle of retaliation continues, fueled by mistrust and a deep-seated desire for revenge. Iran's claim of a Mossad strike, whether accurate or not, serves as a propaganda victory, allowing them to portray themselves as victims of aggression. However, the facts on the ground paint a different picture, showing a near miss, not a direct hit, suggesting a less successful operation than claimed. The incident, amplified and distorted by misinformation, highlights the dangers of unchecked narratives in the digital age. It shows how modern warfare is increasingly fought not just with missiles and bombs, but also with information, narratives, and the manipulation of public opinion. Tonight, amidst the chaos and confusion, the truth is clear. Mossad's headquarters, a symbol of Israeli intelligence, still stands, defiant in the face of these threats. But the information war, the battle for hearts and minds, rages on, with both sides vying to control the narrative and shape the future of the region.